What's up, everybody? This is a 2019 E-Series Ford step van. In 2020, Amazon added over 2,000 of these FedEx or UPS style delivery trucks to their fleet of over 30,000 delivery vehicles. And today, we're going to be looking at this one. This step van belongs to Home Task Delivery here in Seattle, Washington. If you're looking for a full-time or a part-time job delivering packages for Amazon, apply at hometaskdelivery.com. I'll leave a link below in the description. Starting pay is competitive, hours are flexible, you can work 1 day a week or you can work 5 days a week. You can drive a step van or you can drive a regular van like this, but if you're looking to drive for Amazon in the Seattle area, Home Task Delivery is where it's at. Alright, let's start by looking under the hood. These step vans are built on a Ford Econoline chassis. So basically Ford builds the engine, suspension, and the frame, and then it's upfitted by a company called Utilimaster with the cargo area and the cabin. These vans have a 7.3 liter V8 engine that outputs 350 horsepower and just over 468 feet-pounds of torque. To latch the hood closed, you have two little clamps right here, and you pull those up, and that keeps the hood closed. The first thing you probably notice about these trucks, they're really big. They're 8 feet wide, almost 11 feet tall, and 26 feet long. So let's talk about how to get into the step van. To get in, you're really gonna wanna use the key fob. If you don't have a key fob, there's only one keyhole, and it's at the very rear of the truck. The fob has 4 buttons. None of the buttons are labeled. All they have is the numbers 1, 2, 3, or 4. So when you're ready to hop in the truck, hit button number 1 on the fob. That means the door's unlocked, and you can just slide it right open, and then it'll lock again. You'll notice there's no lock button on the key fob. That's because the truck locks automatically, so don't leave your keys in the truck and close the door. You're gonna get locked out. That would be really bad. All right, let's take a look inside. Once you're in the step van, there's a couple things that you'll probably notice right away. The first thing is that there's no radio. Another thing you'll notice is that the dash is pretty bare, but there are a few things that I'll point out. First, the step van does have AC and heat. It works pretty good, but when it's hot, it's really hot. So the step van also has 2 fans, which you can turn on with this button right here. And then Home Task Delivery, the people who own this van, actually installed an aftermarket AC unit. That's right above the driver's head. And in my experience, you kind of need one of those for the hot days. Even right now when I'm recording this video, it's not even 80 degrees, but inside the step van, it's probably 10-20 degrees hotter. The step van has a pretty basic gauge cluster. It does have a nice sticker reminding you that the clearance height of this vehicle is 10 feet 10 inches. One interesting button placement is that the hazards are on the steering column. You kind of have to stick your hand through the steering wheel to get to them. So if you're driving and you need to turn on your hazards, it can be kind of precarious to stick your hand through and hit the hazard button. There are also buttons for locking and unlocking the doors, and then 2 buttons for lights in the back. Also, there's a shelf. I'll use this for packages, or I'll put my snack here, or there's a cup holder for your water. There's also a cup holder on the other side, a handy little shelf right at the front. Another cool feature of the step vans is the camera system. So there's a rear-facing camera, but there's also a 360-degree camera that gives you a rough idea of any objects, vehicles in your surroundings. And of course, the step van doesn't have a back window. There's another built-in screen that shows you what's behind you. You'll also notice a vent down here by your feet, and that's to get some natural breeze into the cabin while you're driving. And of course, every Amazon vehicle has a big orange seatbelt. Button number 2 on the key fob unlocks the passenger side door. This is one of my personal favorite features of the step van. When you're not in the driver's seat, there's this tiny fold-down seat right above the steps, right close to the open door. There is a seatbelt, but I don't really know who would be sitting here. It's kind of right over the steps, so there's not really a place to put your feet. This is one of my favorite places to take a little break, eat my cranberry craze. Pretty nice over here in the small chair. When you're ready to head back into the cargo area, there's a button for that. If you press number 3 on the fob, and the door slides open and takes you right into the cargo area. The cargo area is about as exciting as you'd expect it to be, considering it's just a giant metal box. There are a few interesting things to note here though. You'll notice 4 big sets of shelves, 2 on each side. That's for putting totes full of packages or big oversized boxes. The shelves at the very back of the van can fold up or down depending on what works best. While you're back here, you'll also notice that the roof isn't metal like the rest of the truck. It's some type of translucent plastic. I think I heard that it's to let more light into the back of the truck so that even when you don't have the back door open or one of the front doors, it's not pitch black back here and you can still see what you're doing. And finally, if you were dying to know what the fourth button does on the key fob, this is it. You guessed it, button number 4 unlocks the rear door. And then when you're ready to close it again, just pull down on this. Boom. There's nothing too crazy on the exterior. You can see the backup cameras and then the side cameras. The truck has dual tires in the back. And then on this step van, the front tires are set in a little bit, which kind of gives it a weird look. And then, of course, all the Amazon branded vehicles are painted this bluish gray with a giant Prime logo on the side. Finally, my favorite part of the step van, something that I just found out. There's a little spinning circle thing on the top of every step van. That is a wind-powered fan. Basically, as you're driving along, the fan spins and pulls air out of the cargo area. So there you go. Amazon uses a few other variations of step van. Some have a bigger wheel, some have a different front end, but I think basically they're pretty much the same. Thanks again to Home Task Delivery for letting me use the truck. What it lacks in maneuverability, I think, is really made up in the ergonomics and the space in the cargo area. But yeah, that's the E-Series Ford step van that I drive here at Amazon. Thanks for watching this one. We'll see you next time.